welcome back to Sonora and Living Live. I moved into the kitchen with my friend Chef Laura from Celebrated Cuisine, and today we're using granola to add a twist to a couple different recipes. And in the interest of full disclosure, I should tell them,
yeah,
right?
You better.
So I went out to Queen Creek Olive Mill and I saw this sandwich, and it was like the Elvis sandwich. Peanut butter, bananas, and granola. And I said, wait a second, that's Laura's granola. And so well, let me spill this right here. And so I came back and I said, we have to do a segment on your granola because it's so yummy.
Well, you're not going to have to ask me twice.
Exactly. So that's the genesis for this was. And I just fell in love with all of this.
Well, I'm glad you did. We've had Laura's Gourmet Granola on the market now since 2004. It's one of those happy accidents where I was just making it in my home. And people were actually interested in trading services and all kinds of things for it.
Just to get it, yeah.
Just to get it. It was kind of strange. And then my best friend said, you know, you should think about selling it. So I went down the path, and now it's 5.5 years, and last year we shipped over 12,000 pounds just in the year. So,
and I should mention too, she was very uncomfortable. She goes, I don't know about this because, you know, it's like self-promotion. I'm like, I don't stop. I want to tell the viewers. Hey. So we'll get into this first recipe, which is kind of like a crisp of sorts.
It's a crisp, a fruit crisp. And if you look at recipes for fruit crisps, they always call for fresh fruit, maybe a little vanilla, some sugar, and then flour and oats and all these things to make the crunchy topping.
Right.
Well, I was looking at the recipes and I'm thinking, why don't I just put my granola on top and cut out all these other steps? And you're putting in a really nice healthy product. There's no butter in it or anything. So basically what I do is I take strawberries, and I have these fun little tools that I like to play with too. So the strawberries, I did a little hat from that so I don't have any waste. And then these I just quarter, so if you want to go ahead and quarter that, feel free. Okay. And then I add mango to it. But you can use any kind of fruit, depends on what's in season at the current time. So if you wanted to do something with nectarines or peaches, you could. Apples would be fine, etc. And all you need to do is take your fresh fruit and toss it with a little bit of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste, and top it with some Laura's Gourmet Granola Vanilla Almond Crunch or Appalicious or whatever flavor you are.
I haven't tried the Appalicious. You're holding out on me.
Well, you know what? You're in luck because I brought you a sample.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Goes back to that shameless self-promotion thing.
Exactly.
So, and if you choose to do mango, here's a little trick for you. Once you've peeled the mango, and I just used a vegetable peeler for it, a lot of people haven't ever peeled their own mango or cut it. There's a wide, flat pit in here, and it kind of trips people up. So if you look at the mango, the orientation, you know that it's going this way, okay? So take your knife and go just off center, straight down the side of the mango, and you'll be able to cut through, and you can actually see where the pit is.
Perfect.
And then you cut off both ends up, and of course you know what you do with the flat pit that has all the extra fruit on it. Well, that's what you just kind of gnaw off when nobody's watching. Oh. That's the best part. That's the bonus part. So I'm going to take this and just dice it up, and then we'll toss it with the rest of our strawberries. And this is just going to go into a 350 degree oven with Laura's Gourmet Granola right on top of it. Okay?
That's it? That's it? Sprinkle it on top?
Just sprinkle it on top. Go for it.
Oh, well, heck, that was easy. What are we doing all the, extra steps?
Well, that's the thing. I just took out all the extra steps, and you have a nice, really healthy crunch. Because you can actually make this ahead if you want, and then rewarm it when you want to serve it with a little bit of vanilla ice cream or some yogurt or whatever it is you want.
I like it.
Yes, so très à la mode. So this is one option, and then we have a couple other recipes that we're going to work on today too. One is we're going to do the recipe that you had at Queen Creek.
Yeah, that thing's good.
And we are going to make the killer cookie.
The killer cookie? Well, I walked up and I said, I hope you brought one. That looks really good. I want to eat your display. They're right there in the front, and we're going to get to those a little bit later. I'm so glad you agreed to do this. Well, I kind of had to twist our arm a little bit.
Just like that.
Just a little bit. So I couldn't stay away from the kitchen because there's some granola in here that I absolutely love. It's made by Chef Laura from Celebrated Cuisine. It's Laura's Gourmet Granola. If you haven't picked it up over the last couple of years at the grocery store, you're going to want to after you pick up some of these recipes here. We made the fruit crisp.
Made the fruit crisp. Mango, strawberry. Yep.
And now we are making a really awesome sandwich.
We are making a really cool sandwich. The thing that has always amazed me is when we got a call a few years ago to start providing granola for food service for hotels and restaurants to use. And creative things that people are doing with my product now just blows me away. So we have a restaurant in town, Olive and Ivy. They blend it into a smoothie, and they put it on one of their salads, for example.
Oh, okay.
In Queen Creek Olive Mill, they just started working with the product, but what they're doing is they're making this thing that they call La Quarantina, which is also known as the Healthy Elvis. And so you know how Elvis got into his peanut butter and banana sandwich,
of course, yeah,
which was deep fried, which, you know, I'm not about the deep fried. Well, what we have here is their variation of it. So basically what they're doing is they're taking and I'm using a ciabatta roll today, and they're brushing it with a little bit of the Queen Creek olive oil, okay? And then once they've done that...
We should mention too, let's pause real quickly, because a lot of the when you think the olive oil, if you don't know about Queen Creek Olive Mill oil, is that right?
Yes.
There we go. It's infused with various flavors.
Exactly.
And so this particular one, where am I right here, is the... Oh! is A, about to break, and B, it's the blood orange. It's slippery because it's got the oil
It's got the oil on the outside.
It's the blood orange oil, and so it adds
And their
just a
oils
little,
are fantastic.
just a little hint
Just
of
a little
flavor.
hint, yeah. And so actually I took a little bit of poetic license with their recipe and used the blood orange infused one just to add a little bit of a citrus flavor, but they also have one that's infused with chocolate. So could you imagine chocolate, banana, peanut butter? I don't think anything bad is in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then they grill it off, and that's what I did here. So I just grilled it and got a little bit of color. And then they just spread it with some organic peanut butter. And like I said, I've seen some really unique uses. We have, it's actually kind of fun to hear what the latest restaurant is doing with granola. But there's 4 different flavors, so you can pretty much do whatever you want to. So they spread a little bit of peanut butter, some bananas, because that's the Elvis part of it on one end, and we put some vanilla almond crunch on the other. And then they have a strawberry balsamic that they offer there, and so they just drizzle that on as well.
Which, by the way, I thought it was kind of crazy when Perry, the owner over there, said, you know, on top of gelato, it's pretty amazing. I'm like, yeah, balsamic on top of gelato. I tried it. Oh my heck, it is so delicious. Their gelato is awesome to begin with, but then with the balsamic, that's sweet.
It's absolutely fantastic. And then this all just puts it right back together, and now we have the healthy Elvis, or the quarantina as they call it. So it's, you know, and what's really nice too is that because the bread's still warm, then the peanut butter starts to get all melty.
Kind of gets warm and melty. And,
yeah.
all
So
the
this is the
goodness.
ultimate comfort food. I think Elvis was onto something, although I think he would have benefited from the vanilla almond crunch as well.
No doubt. Look at how you can just see it kind of right side there.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, we should mention too, if you don't have plans for Mother's Day, they've got an awesome thing going on over there for Mother's Day. Wine tastings and all sorts of recipes like this one, plus plenty of others, and it's all outside.
outdoors. And with the weather being
Fabulous.
as nice as it's been,
It'll be great.
can't think of a better spot
It'll
to
be just as good, perhaps, as the cookies that we're about to go make here
That'll
in
be
the next
next.
couple of minutes. So kind of clean this up, and then we'll move on to the next one. And in the meantime, though, that's what's coming up right there. Yeah.